Good morning, everybody. This is Martin John, and we are here to talk about the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is an ancient text written about 600 BCE. It's a text full of insights and enigmatic wisdom. It has 81 short verses, which provide a whole lot of guidance on how to live a more harmonious, balanced life. I like to talk about it as being living a life that's more reasonable. And when I talk about what it means to be reasonable, I just mean that it helps us live a life that we're not asking other things to change for us. It's not reasonable to ask someone else to be something else so that our lives can be more pleasant. It's not reasonable to ask someone to not be who they are. And we don't want to be asked to not be who we are. I mean, some of us willingly do that because we have a frame of reference that's our job. We have to be something for other people, and that society should be that way. But it often is because there's frames of reference that we have that puts us behind, right? Makes us feel less than or whatever. And we've talked about things like birth order and stuff like that. Now, that's real. However, birth order today and birth order when we are part of a tribe or when we have, there was that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, when a village is raising a child, birth order is probably a little less important, maybe. Because you get to witness so many different relationships from birth. Like you're born and then you're in the tribe, right? And everybody's around you. And you get to be in the presence of everybody in the tribe. You get to experience and be held by and witness and observe before you can speak how everybody is acting and being and communicating and relating. Today, we lock children up in our homes, and they only have access to a small number of people for any given amount of time. Even if people come and visit, they end up going away, and it's not for life. But when we were, more like indigenous tribes, right? We would be out doing things outside all the time. Now we do things inside. Even if we have a community, that community comes and goes. It's not totally pervasive. So when we talk about the Tao Te Ching, we're talking about being reasonable. We're talking about living a life that we can really recover ourselves. And that's my sort of big push. I want everybody to recover who they are and get out from under the influence of your parents and the systems that we've grown in, the education or economic system. I want people to be who they are. Now, is that 100% possible? Probably not. We live in a society in which the society controls so much of the way we think and the way we are. But to a great degree, I think there is great possibility in recovering who you are and being who you are without living under the influence of other things. And it's really interesting. I've been talking to a lot of people recently about how everything is stupid. Now, this is a statement that I've been making for a couple of years now. Everything's stupid. It's all stupid. It's all stupid. And that's not dismissing things. That is recognizing that everything is stupid. It doesn't mean that it's not great. It doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. That doesn't mean everything is beautiful as well. Everything is wonderful. Everything is to be treasured. Everything is to be embraced. Everything is to be really experienced. Yes, all of that is true. However, at the same time, everything is stupid. And when we get to recover ourselves, when we get to be who we are, we get to explore this. We get to explore, there are some things that we as individuals think are stupid and some things that we as individuals think are great. Well, you can't be right about that. You can be right about it for you. You like a thing and everything else is stupid. But if we just, like even, like with my Tao, right? Like my text for the Tao that we read every day. It's stupid. There's no reason for it. I wanted to do it. I was inspired to do it. And so I did it. You know, people had asked me while I was doing this show with other text from different authors, are you ever going to write your own? And I was like, probably not. There's plenty out there. No big deal. And so I never really even considered it. And then one day I did, and so I started writing it. It wasn't because I needed to write it. It was because I did. And I think that when we can recognize that, look, everything is stupid. Everything I do is stupid. When I can recognize that, then the things that I do, I'm going to do because I want to. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently. You know, I've been saying everything is stupid for a long time. But recognizing what's on the other side of that. Look, if everything is stupid and everyone recognizes everything is stupid, you're not going to fall for you're not going to fall for marketing strategy because you know that, all perfume is stupid. But I want to wear it and I want to wear this one. It doesn't matter that it's stupid because I want to do it anyway. And so I'm going to buy that regardless of its marketing campaign. I'm going to regard it because I like it. It's like, I like plumbing. I like the way plumbing works. I like to work with pipes. I like to, solder things. I like to, figure things out. I like to problem solve. And so I'm going to do these jobs. And yes, that job is stupid. And I could sit here and I can put myself on a pedestal and say, well, plumbing is so important in the world because if we didn't have plumbing, we wouldn't have society. And although that's true, it's still stupid. So much is just stupid. And and that's not to, I'm not saying that to shock anybody. I'm not saying that to upset anybody. I'm not saying that to actually judge anything. But the more prevalent everything is, right? Gesundheit. That was me. Pardon me. I'm moving energy. Something's going on. So the more we look at the world, right now, the more and more and more stuff is filling it. And it's filling it with so much stuff. Zip lining and axe throwing and AI and data and books and products and stuff and more coaches and more, it's all stupid. I don't know anybody that can keep up, right? New political ideas, new dictators, new genders, new pronouns, new ethnicities, it's all stupid. And it's all beautiful. And it all should be embraced and we should, approach it as such. And I look at Tao from this place that says, yeah, it's all stupid. And it's all amazing and beautiful and all of these things. But none of it's important. It's not important. Because if it was important, it would be put on a pedestal. And nothing can be put on a pedestal here. You aren't going to be put on a pedestal, no matter how much you might want to be put on a pedestal. No matter how much you do. Someone asked me in questions, and I answered this yesterday because I just saw it. How does being proud fit into being at one with the dust? How does improving at your work align with being at one with the dust, as the Tao Te Ching kind of expresses? And I said, it was only a minute, so I'm going to go into it a little bit more here, I guess. But being at one with the dust means not being proud. It's not like you're not proud. But being proud is, as I've been saying today, stupid. Sure, you can be proud, but why are you recognizing it? Why are you taking the time to even recognize that you're proud? Be proud, move on. That's it. I mean, I know in the world today we talk about celebrating everything and going out and doing all these things. And although those things are great, and I think that people need to be able to do that if you are you. You know, so much of the celebrating is like, you should be proud of yourself, right? You should be. Why should I be proud of myself? You know, you got a promotion. Well, I'm doing a job that I don't like and I'm being promoted into a position I don't want, but everybody around me seems to tell me that I should want it. And so I'm going to go ahead and celebrate it. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And that happens a lot, right? We start getting, you know, we took a job because, well, this is what I'm here for, I guess. I'm going to do it. And everybody's telling me I need to have a purpose. So my purpose is this. And so I'm going to do that. It's like most of us are not something in the marketplace. There are some of us, you know, I've talked about this idea of 12% before. You know, 12% of the people are aligned with a thing, whatever that thing is. You know, but the rest of us are just sitting here trying to go along. And why are we going along? Because there's a 12% that made everything about money, and the 12% of people that love the money thing, like, have gotten everybody else on board with, you can have yours too. And tried to convince us that that was the way forward. And so we all started vesting in the consumer world, in the economic world as it is, in the world of beauty, in the world of whatever. Right. And so we have ideas about ourselves that are coming from somewhere else, coming from outside of us. They're not coming from us. We're not the ones that came up with these ideas. We're under the influence of those ideas. Now, if the world keeps producing all of these things, if the world keeps producing all of this stuff, and we all keep recognizing and continue to recognize that it's all stupid, well, then it might get us to understand who we are as individuals much quicker. It might get us to understand how we live in the world rather than how we are supposed to live in the world, or how we are, how we, you know, like what's expected of us to live in the world, right? Because being who we are is the most important thing. Lois is going to join me. It's been a while since I've chatted with Lois out there, out west.
John, how you doing?
I'm doing well, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm doing good. Having the house worked on, so I'm in a hotel, but that's okay.
Yeah, you've been in a hotel for a couple weeks now, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks now. But it's going. I just went by the house yesterday, and I saw they packed up everything out of the kitchen and the closets and bedroom. So it looks like they're going to be having to possibly replace the whole flooring system. I'm going to say it like that. 'Cause
wow.
I was like, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, when I went there, I was like, what the hell? And I talked to the people because they said the water got into the closet or the guest room. And, so I ain't worrying about it because it's insured.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to adjust and enjoy life here at the hotel, because it's a lot of walking and a lot of readjustment, temporary readjustment.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's interesting. You know, like just like seeing it like as like, oh, this is just a phase that you're in right now. It might be another couple weeks, might be another month.
Or more.
You know, or more.
So just get used to it.
Settle in, get used to it, be here now, right? Like just like allow that to unfold as it's going to. You're gonna have rotating neighbors for a while.
Okay, and enjoy. And that's my thing is I've just been trying to have fun, getting acclimated, trying to figure out how to cook nice, healthy, complete meals with limited stuff, with limited cooking surfaces.
Yeah.
But it's been a challenge. It's been fun, but I've had some great meals so far. So and I'm like,
good.
how much you did this challenge? This is like I told Kristen yesterday. I'm like, this is just a challenge.
Yeah. You know? And you know, this isn't permanent. And to know that it's not permanent, you just like far out. Let's see what I can do. Let's see where I can take this.
Yeah, it's like going to Chicago when it was windy and freezing and cold. I had to say, "Ooh, I'm only going to be here 4 more days.
That's right.
I could brave the cold for 4 days. Let me get out of here, because you know me in the cold."
Yeah.
But I did, and I didn't even have to wear. I wasn't even looking like the abominable snowman. But I knew it was only going to last 4 days, so let me get out and try and enjoy while I can, instead of staying in the hotel room being scared to go outside because it's too cold.
And that's it's always nice to know, because it can be anxiety ridden. This is why they tell us when the bus and the train are coming. It's like, oh, you got 7 minutes, because you can. If you don't know when it's coming, waiting 4 minutes is a long time. But when it's going to be, when you know it's going to be 7 minutes, it's like, oh, I can wait 7 minutes. That's okay. Yeah. 7 minutes is 7 minutes because I have information. And that, that's like when you were in Chicago. I got 4 days. Mm-hmm. So there's a limit. You're in a situation right now where you don't really know when it's going to end.
So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, Martin John, because the thing is that, it's a nice, it's Marriott Residence Inn. Nice hotel.
That's a nice hotel. There's a little gym. You got a pool out there.
Man, everything is here. you
got international breakfast or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, international breakfast that I can eat that's gluten free. Okay.
Oh, you're living it up.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at it as a staycation. Okay,
that's
I get
right.
to go back and check and see how the house is doing. They haven't started yet, but all they did was move everything out. And when I saw everything they was moving out, I was like, holy shit. Okay, I didn't know it was going to be, I just thought they had to just do the bathrooms, okay? I didn't realize it was going to be the laundry room and in the closet but the whole bottom line is that regardless to what's going on, I'm still content, okay?
That's right, that's right.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
I know I got to spend out some money. I understand that, but hey, I got insurance and I won't have to put out as much money as it's going to take for them to redo my floors or redo the house. And I just had them done when I moved in there 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
All of them, every last one. I had all the carpet tore out because me and carpet don't get along. And that's the other thing here. It's carpet everywhere. But I've been able to still breathe, and I'm so grateful. So, but I know that this is a short term, and and however much I deal with the allergies, just to deal with the allergies for now. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm like I said, I'm trying to have fun with this. Okay.
Good.
Even if it's only in my mind, because my legs are saying, shoot, there's a lot of
a lot of steps every day.
Boy, oh boy, yeah, because I got to take the dog out to go to the bathroom, and the dog usually is self-contained. I don't have to do that. And I didn't realize
you just had to open the door or whatever.
No, I ain't had to do nothing. She had a doggy door.
Oh, even better.
So she's trained to do what she got to do, but now she has to wait for me, and she's looking at me like, don't you think it's time for us to go outside? And I'm thinking, don't you think it's time for you to hold it? No, I'm just joking. I don't know what her pee schedule is because she does herself.
Because you never had to worry about it. She took care of herself. Yeah, right. She could pee every half hour, and now all of a sudden she's like, girl.
Okay, and the thing is, and the funny thing about it is that because she old, she want to go for the walks, but her little bitty baby and her little old arthritis is like, pick me up. I want to go with you, but I can't do all this walking that you do. And so last night, Sharente kept her for the night, and that's been a blessing. And I just got the message that I only got to drive 8 minutes to her appointment to pick her up today. So I'm like, that's so good. But I just needed a break.
Yeah, I bet. You got to let those muscles rest, man.
Dude, I felt like I pulled a muscle in my groin yesterday when I was walking back up here with them suitcases. I was like, no, this is not fun. So anyway, let me pick a number.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, my God. Yo, you know what, Martin John? Let's say play the fickle finger of fate.
Random number. 65.
Okay.
Simple awareness. Look at you. Simple awareness. Masters aren't interested in educating people. They would rather them be yielding and kind. When people put their faith in knowledge, they lack faith in their own awareness. when they are happy to not know, they have no choice but to put faith in themselves.
Amen.
When governing a country, family, or self, avoid being clever and using knowledge to guide you. People are not naturally stupid or submissive. When not leaning on knowledge, all things are guided by awareness. What? So good.
That is so good because it's true. It is completely true because I know that my awareness of myself and my physical body and everything that's going on is what got me to where I am now. And I feel like I'm in a really good place because I'm happy. Okay?
Right.
I don't have to have a whole bunch of money. I don't have to have a whole bunch of stuff. Now, not saying that I ain't got nothing.
No, of course.
I'm content with where I am, who I am, why I am, and all that kind of good stuff in between. So everything that happens is just a new experience to teach me something else about me. So it's kind of like this place of peace, this placiditude. I'm gonna say it again. That's this placiditude that I've cultivated for myself. Is like, it's a beautiful thing because it doesn't require everything to happen the way I want it to happen for me to experience joy. Okay? And it's that piece right there. I got joy regardless of what's going on.
You know, and with this one, it's like, you know, when people put their faith in knowledge, they lack faith in their own awareness. And I was saying earlier, you know, it's a lot calmer. It's a lot more calming when you know the end date. But if you don't know the end date, you can still be here, be present completely without looking for the end and enjoying this as it is. Not as a caveat to, I only got 4 days, so I can suffer it. I got as much time or as little time, like you could literally be pulled out of this next week, but it might not be for 2 months. So you have to be here and be aware of yourself. And if you start to get frustrated, it is awareness that's going to lead you back to joy or whatever.
Amen. Look, you can't see my hand. I got the peace sign up.
Oh yeah.
That's like, yeah, that's right, my brother. You know.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. When we recognize who we are and we have an understanding of who we are and know that we are always being divinely guided, all we got to do is just yield ourselves to that guidance. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because I know I was divinely guided yesterday before I pulled the muscle to go and get some help and let somebody watch the dog.
Right.
Okay? And then that made it easy for me to rest last night and not have to go back up and down, up and down, up and down and rest my leg. Right. You know, because I've been, like I said, moving into a place temporarily. I don't know whether it's more difficult to move all the way to a whole new place with everything or whether it's harder to move across the street.
Your attitude towards it is so different. You move across the street. Let me bring 6 things. Oh, okay. I need another 6 things.
And that's what happened. That's what happened because I'm thinking, they said, okay, we're going to put you in there for 2 weeks. I was like, oh, okay, so take 2 weeks. I'm now being unrealistic. I knew in my mind, I knew that they couldn't be done in 2 weeks. Okay.
Right.
However, I packed for 2 weeks, and then when they were packing up stuff, I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to get more stuff. You know? And I was like, oh. And then I finally said, you know what? I'm going to be satisfied with the stuff that I have. The stuff is going to be in rotation. I know I got style. I got a little bit of something with fashion. I can make it look like I got 100 outfits. Yeah. Even if I only grab like 10, okay? But it's all good. But it's all good because I'm still happy. You know, go figure. My house was destroyed, but I'm still happy.
Right. And that's because if you relied on knowledge, you'd be like, well, the knowledge that I have, which is my floors are busted and flooded out, and now I'm on a hotel, and we're looking at all that from the standpoint of I'm a victim of this.
Oh shit, no.
Yeah, then you could not say with a straight face that you're happy.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't say that at all because I can remember when Sharente was displaced. And I call mine relocated. When Sharente was displaced, because that's what she called it, It was not fun for her, her husband, or her dog, or anything
Right.
like that. She was so frustrated, and they stayed at my house for a couple of months, and you know what I'm saying? And I watched them go through it, and I'm like, boy, okay, let me see, look at this. And I knew that I didn't want to feel that suffering.
Right.
And I didn't want, since I didn't want to feel the suffering, I've been able to get a new perspective because of what I'm perceiving. I'm perceiving it's all good. Everything's always going to work out for me as it always does. So therefore, this is just a momentary glitch in Lois's program. And
glitch is fun because it's like you're housed, you're fed, everything's good. Like yes, okay, you have a diet that you have, but you get a free breakfast every morning.
that I can eat. That's you can eat.
I mean, there ain't nothing bad going on.
No, it's not. Because if everybody says, "Oh, well, you're staying at the Residence Inn," oh, girl, no, that's how I feel about it. Oh yeah, I'm having fun. And the thing is, it's like I'm not faking. I'm actually having fun. I've been going down to the gym any time of the day, and anytime I feel too much on me, I go down there and I'll walk it out. I'll lift some weights. I'll do something. Stand on the little balance ball thing that I've never done.
Little hot tub action in there, like I don't know.
Hot tub throwing in. Hey, hot Epsom salt bath. That's what I had last night. So no, I am recreating while they're fixing my house, man. So,
and this is your life. How beautiful.
It is, and it is beautiful. I mean, honestly, Martin John, I do have a beautiful life. No matter what I've been through, and you know, it's been a whole lot. Girl. It's more than most people, but I can still say, no matter what I go through, I am content because my contentment is not predicated by my circumstance.
Yeah, it's not conditional. It's within you.
It's within me. All of it is within me.
That's right.
If I wanted to feel like I'm suffering, I could feel like that. Oh my God, they got to do this.
That's right.
I got to walk here, and I got to
drive
option. All this gas. And no, somebody said, well, what about the gas? I said, look, I got to put gas in my car anyway. Why complain? Okay.
That's right.
Well, you got to go and get your food, and how you going to cook and your food, and you got to eat different. Oh, wait a minute. I got to eat different. I got to cook anyway. So why complain? What the hell? So
like it's now I just can't have my life on autopilot. I get to explore it. I get to try new things. I get to figure out and that's fun. That's what makes life so engaging. Oh, you just dropped off. I do have Laura in the queue. If you wanted to come back up, we'll wrap up and then we'll get Laura up. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Life is easy. I've been saying this for a minute now. Life is easy.
It's as easy as we want it to be, Martin John.
That's right.
Want to be. And like I said, anybody can look at the situation and see the damage that was done and all the stuff and the move and this and that and then turn it into a catastrophe. Shit.
Right. Not hard. That's not hard.
That's not how I roll. Okay.
That's right.
I roll everything into, hey, this is happening good for me. And then in the outcome, and the bottom line is, I wanted my bathrooms done. Anyway, okay, I really did. That was the only thing that when I moved into the house and I had the floors done and I worked on all the new furnishings and all the stuff, I was like, man, I wish I can get these bathrooms done, but the money ain't saying that right now. But now I don't even have to pay to get them done. Of course, I got to pay my deductible. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
However, I'm still getting 2 new bathrooms, okay, and a new laundry area. So, hey, I'm happy. I'm happy, But anyway, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. And that was a good one. Stay out of my head and stay into my heart. And that's all that says to me. Yeah. Stay out of my head and in my heart. And as long as I stay in my heart, I'm going to continue to be content and happy with whatever. And no, it's not happy because happy depends on what happens. I'm going to continue to be joyful regardless to what's happening. But I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good, love. We're going to bring up Laura. Pick another number.
Hello.
Hey, Laura, how are you? Hey.
How are you?
I'm very well, and yourself?
Good.
How's the drive coming?
It's getting better with Practice.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad. How are you feeling well rested this morning?
Yes, and I could be well rested and still be sleepy. I think it's whatever happens to the babies when you put them in the car, they just fall right asleep.
No.
It's something about the motion, the vibration. I'm not sure what it is about the car making baby sleep. So I guess I have the same thing. I don't know what they call it, but hopefully I can find out by Veterans Day, November 11th. I have a sleep study. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but you know what's interesting? What's both stupid and beautiful is I picked the same number yesterday, 73, like days ago when I came back after months.
Oh.
And I thought, what a coincidence. And I know that some people don't believe in coincidences, and I was wondering if the Tao was telling me or suggesting that I needed to listen to Nothing Falls Through again. And I
Oh,
did. And
yeah.
I understood it better, and now I remembered about the net, that no matter how wide it is, the Tao is like a net. No matter how wide it is, it still holds up very well, and nothing falls through.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. The term they use in special education, they say the students, they fall through the cracks.
Mm.
And so for me, the net that catches everything, that nothing falls through, for me, that's quite significant. That's part of my job, is making sure nobody falls through, as much as it's in my control and power. I mean, yeah, control is in what is it that I could do. But anyway, maybe if you want, we can pick a number, and
Please.
and one of these days, maybe I'd love to ask some questions about some experiences and how you think, if that's okay with you. And it could be just one per day. Doesn't have to turn into an interview, but if you're willing and able.
This program is meant to have people up, and we talk about specific verses of the Tao that get chosen by individuals. So I want to be able to respect that.
Sure.
I would be I'd be happy to address questions, but because there is a structure to this show,
Right.
I would prefer to me via chat, and then I can address them if it comes up. Like if it's part of the program. That way we don't get off topic, and I can manage the time, so because one question could take on your question and how how it relates, because Tao is a paradoxical thing, and the way one person thinks, like myself, is going to be complex.
Right. I understand.
Yeah.
No problem.
So that's how I would love to go through with it, and if that is agreeable to you.
Yes, of course. Of course. You're the host. It's your live talk.
Yeah, and I like connecting with people more than I like answering questions.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So do you have a number for today?
Sure. Let's try number 4.
Number 4. Number 4 is entitled "The Void," and the void refers to in the Tao Te Ching, and when I wrote this, I referred to the void as as what kind of Tao is. Tao is, in our experience, what is nothing. It is the thing that is beyond the universe. If the universe wasn't here, it would just be void. There would be nothing. And so Tao is the void.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Red Bank Road.
And the void is within everything. As it relates to what is perceptible, meaning cells, everything is mostly void. As the origin of everything, it is hidden within every particular thing. The Master knows it is even the source of God, and yet others still go on searching. This one has a lot of words, kind of. I mean, I know it's short, but it could be very confusing. So I'm going to read it again.
Sure, that's good.
So Tao is the void. So right now, if we kind of replace the void with emptiness, right? Tao is emptiness, and emptiness is within everything. As it relates to what is perceptible, like cells, everything is mostly empty, right? So a cell, like you look at all of the things inside of a cell, it's mostly empty. There's really just nothing in there. Like there's an electron and protons and things, right? But mostly, for its size, it's mostly empty. As the origin of everything, emptiness is the origin of everything. Before anything could have filled anything, it had to be empty first. You can't put something in something that's full, so we have emptiness. So as the origin of everything, it is hidden within every particular thing. The emptiness is hidden within everything. There is emptiness within you, but we can't see it because you look solid. But that emptiness is Tao. That emptiness is within each and every one of your cells. The Master knows it is even the source of God. And now there's this last line that's really intriguing, and yet others still go on searching. Tao and emptiness is everywhere, and it is mostly what everything that we can perceive is, and yet others still go on searching for something more, something tangible, something that they can grasp, something that they can understand, and yet everybody is filled with this Tao. Everybody is filled with this same emptiness. Mostly, that which we are is mostly empty. And we are connected to everything through that void, through that thing that's consciousness, that's that knowing, that whole emptiness, that nothingness is most of what all things are. And so that's what this is saying. When we talk about the void is Tao. And it penetrates all things that are perceptible. It even penetrates our thoughts, our actions, our inspirations, because all of that is coming from ourselves, our mind, our connection to consciousness, our connection to Tao. Okay, so that's what number 4 says. Any thoughts?
So the words that stood out to me would be the emptiness, or empty and full, and the one sentence that I heard was that you cannot add or pour into something that's already full. Mm-hmm. And I guess if I were to interpret that for myself, I would connect it with something I hear. Some people say, people who think a little bit differently, more of an Eastern world kind of thinking as compared, not necessarily opposed, to the Western kind of thinking, like here in the U.S. or in Western Europe as opposed to people in certain Asian countries. And it seems like here in the Western world, some of us have a tendency to want more and add more. And when we move, like Lois did, we realize, maybe I should try minimalism for a while because it makes it so much easier to clean, to have a clear mind, to deal with clutter, and cost less, and it takes less energy to move everything into a truck and somewhere else. And then so that we feel somehow we feel like we have to keep having more, owning more. And I really love minimalism. And on the other side, some people in Asia are not necessarily rich or don't have even 1% of what some of us might have here, yet they feel like they have everything they need. And there was a quick discussion with my yoga instructor on Sunday. I do yoga every Sunday, and I'm glad my husband has joined me, and because it helps him a lot. And I was trying to figure out how could I show him thank you for the ripple effect that his expertise or practice with yoga has influenced my life, and now my husband's life, and now my neighbors that are my friends say they want to join one day. And you can't quantify somebody's influence when they're doing something incredible and like that. And that's what makes it so valuable. And what the point that I'm trying to make is about emptiness and fullness. By using my example with the yoga teacher, is that I was trying to figure out how can I say thanks for what he's been pouring into me. It's a class, it's a group of people, and the joy, the fullness that this stretching and yoga has brought in my life. He said, I already have everything I need. And that's not the first time I heard. There's somebody else that I follow that talks about, I have everything else. I have everything that I need, and just not wanting more and not needing more and things like that. And, for me, that's quite a good lesson, a learning opportunity, because I've always wanted more. So more academia. No wonder I went to 2 colleges and almost 2 master's degrees now. If I can ever finish this one that I'm trying to do here in the U.S. And, I still want a doctorate in behavioral science and behavioral analysis and neuroscience. And I want more money, but not necessarily for myself. Just want to be comfortable. I'm not craving luxuries, but I really want to help people, in my family or in Romania, or try to give back a little bit of the tons of goodness and great things I received from people there. So I'm really embracing minimalism lately, and it works for me. And I'm learning that I already have everything that I want and need, and that I don't have to have more, want more, wish for more, earn more accolades, certificates, doctorates. It's just basically just doing what I do best, loving the world, loving people. I think I always did, probably why I chose counseling and helping, teaching and special ed. And I just want people to know that I care, and hopefully be inspired to live their best life.
Okay, you dropped off, so come back up and we can wrap that up. As I look at this verse, right? And hear you. I mean, there's a lot that's coming up, so I want to finish. I want to finish what you're saying.
Yeah, just basically, I have everything that I need and everything that I want, and it's that's a fullness that doesn't need to add anything else. I guess that's where I'm trying to get my brain to go, and just
Yeah.
let go of the desire of wanting more, doing more, being more.
So
Just, yeah,
all of
that's
that
it.
is like what I'm hearing so much is that you are, in this journey of going from embracing the manifestation, right? All of the degrees and all of the money and all of the
Right,
job and all of the praise and all of the love and all of the stuff to a
right,
place where I don't get all of this stuff. Like it's kind of around me anyway, and I
right,
have access to enough of this. Well, why do I need to get more? Like, it's here, and I can appreciate it from being here. And that's and in this verse, the void, what we're seeing is that Tao is in the void. That's the first line. Tao is in the void. The emptiness is Tao. And when you get more and more and more, you don't necessarily have any more Tao. You don't have any more connection to the nature of the universe by having more. You actually separate yourself more from it, right? You fill yourself with stuff, and there's less space, right? Like, when you have a minimal home, you have more space, and there's more space to be rather than more space to hold your stuff.
yeah,
And there is, there is this sort of, and I know, right, like, so if you got to go, you go, I'll keep talking. Thank you. So we talk about this journey of, like, being more minimal, but when you're doing that, when you're having that conversation around other people, like even possibly your partner, maybe your partner isn't so minimal as you would like to be. And so
right,
now there's a struggle. There's a struggle a bit because what they value, you don't value, but it's not that you don't value them or they don't value you, but it can look that way sometimes. Like, you don't respect earning lots of money, but I'm earning lots of money. Do you not respect me? And it's like, well, it's not about that, right? It's
no,
about me wanting to get the most out of my life. And that means balancing things out. And so when we live a mindful life, we live mindful of having multiple things that we're measuring, like we're measuring our work-life balance. We're measuring our relationship. We're measuring our happiness. We're measuring, and we're moving and we're measuring this moment and saying, like, what do I want from this moment? And then there is the other side where it's like, I don't want to utilize the word mindless as, like, if you live a mindful life, you're living a mindless life. But if nobody takes it too seriously, when we talk about a society that focuses on a singular measurement of success, right? Whether that is, or, like a new big house or whatever that is, right? Like, when we have a singular measure, we can talk about that as mindless, maybe, like you only look at one specific thing. And it's really hard to go from one to the other because it's going to take one understanding about, like, because I can live a mindful life and not necessarily praise degrees or money or sense.
right,
And there's no complicated conversations around that because my life has been moving in that direction for 20 years. For someone that's going to start that as an adult and who's already acquired so many things, it's like those things may be giving you some value, right? The master's degrees may give you some value of who you are. They may have done that. And to give up that value is not easy. And so when you say, well, it doesn't matter that I have a degree. When I started talking today, I talked about everything being stupid. And that's just a strong word for just recognizing that things don't have value. You have value. It's not that your degree didn't give you more value. Actually, it may have taken some value from you because you focused on a singular thing rather than all that you are. Right? And so that transition from from fullness, right? Fullness in the sense of non-minimal, like looking out at the world and relating yourself to it and not being empty and filling every moment with productivity and filling everything, right? And so you're full versus Tao is the void. This is that last line of this number 4, and yet others still go on searching. This is searching for value through degrees, searching for value through money, searching for value in yourself, which is inherent in who you are, in other things, in stuff.
I thought I did that for knowledge because I enjoyed knowing more and being able to have the expertise and the knowledge.
I'm not saying that you didn't.
I mean, at least later in my life, earlier in my life, maybe I wasn't very sure what I was doing.
No, this is why this idea of everything is stupid is so important. Because if everything is stupid, you're only going to do that which is important to you. If a degree is going to help you get a better job, then you have fear somewhere in your system that you're not going to have enough. And so you're going to go get a degree. But if you get a degree simply because you want it, then it doesn't matter if you finish the degree or not. You are just gathering information for knowledge's sake. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to increase your value by having a degree either. It's not that these things are wrong or right, but in this void, number 4, what we're saying is you are born with value. Nothing is going to be able to increase the value of who you are. If you think that your degree is going to increase the value of who you are fooling yourself into thinking that you're not enough first.
I agree, yes.
And so that's what this is really kind of stating, is that, like, you were born with this, and yet others still go on searching. They go on searching for something to increase their value, searching for more knowledge, searching for more success, searching for more money, searching for more of things that other people will appreciate within them, searching for more pride, searching for more, things to boast about, and all of these things.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone has a great day. Gotta move on, but thank you so much. Very helpful. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you. It's always wonderful to connect. So when I was starting to talk about today, this idea of everything stupid, it's a nice idea when you don't take it too seriously. Because even all of the stuff that I do, even the show is stupid. The show's stupid. Of course it is. It's just another thing that you have to listen to. Do you have enough time to do that? Like, I want you to. I mean, I'm glad that you guys listen. I'm not trying to say, go away. But it is like, the reason that I do it is because I love doing it. And the reason that you listen, hopefully, is because you love to listen. And you love to engage. And you love to think. And you love to kind of process. And you love to learn about this. Like, I don't want you to be listening because you think it's the right thing to do. Because it's not. There's no right thing to do. There's nothing here that is going to be the right thing. Spring Blossom is going to join me. Hello. Blossom, are you with me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yep, I got you now.
Is it going in and out? It's not really...
Yeah, I think maybe
Might not
it's
have the best reception here.
that's okay. Let's see if we can make it work. How was your week?
Very busy. Yeah, I drove a lot.
Yeah, you do that. You've been going back and forth between the pet sitting, right? And the co-op, is that right?
Co-op, yeah. So, yeah, it's a 3-hour drive there and 3-hour drive back. So I picked the dog
And you
up
do
a
that
bit
twice a
early.
week, yeah?
No, I'm doing it once a week now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to do it next week, and then I won't do it the next following 2 weeks. So I can just stay here and be in this space and, really focus on some stretching and meditating and being in the now, really.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Enjoying nature. It's so beautiful here. There's a 2-story place, and I sit up on that balcony up the top there, and I can see right over the valley, and there's no voices and no cars, and just pure silence with birds and nature. It's very beautiful.
Your life is so good.
I think so. I think I'm really blessed.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a long, hard journey to get to where I am now, and not to be in any of my drama, trauma, past experiences, who I was, what I am now is brand new every day, and that's how I feel to myself, to be celebrating and in my gratitude for being alive. And yesterday I thought, oh my God, I've got something wrong in my head. My eyes won't work properly. They're hurting. My head's hurting. And so I jumped to the idea, maybe it's a stroke. And then I took a couple of aspirins and went to bed, and I woke up. It was still similar, but during the day it's gone away, and now it's okay again. But it's as you get older, you consider the possibility that it might not be, you might not wake up the next day. And,
Yeah.
it's kind of, it's sort of refreshing for me to feel less anxious now about whether that's going to happen or not. It's okay.
Yeah. The Tao says, people aren't afraid to die naturally. It's what we're born to do. And I remember when I got my diagnosis of MS, before I got my diagnosis, I thought I was going to die, and I was okay with that. I was okay, good. But then they told me I might not be able to walk, and that was a rude awakening. I realized that there was still work I had to do. It was oh, I can't walk. That's not what I didn't sign up for that.
I don't think you can hear me at the moment, can you?
I got you now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to have a stroke and then end up in a wheelchair and not able to use my body. All those sort of things. That's the nightmare of it all.
Yeah, so we don't want to put a lot of energy there, so we'll just leave that there.
Yeah. And at the same time, we still accept what happens if we're really living in the now and embracing the experience, whatever comes, and
yeah. I realized for myself, not being able to walk meant I was going to have to accept help from others. And that was something that I had to really embrace. I had to really embrace the idea that I couldn't just be self-sufficient. I couldn't just do it on my own. I was going to have to, if I was going to be unable to walk, if I was going to be bedridden, and alive, I was going to have to accept the help of others. And, I would have to do that with open arms, not reluctantly, and that was a lesson that I had to learn. I had to learn that I was not able to receive from others. And from 2014 until 2019, 2020, maybe 2022 even. Like that was my main work, was learning how to receive. I didn't know about that at the time, but it revealed itself, that my ability to receive, whether that's help or things or love or whatever it was, like that was the work that I had to do during those years. And I'm still struggling with it, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think that as independent people have run their life their own way, it's very hard then to trust anyone else to have your own idea of how to look after you in the same way. And so there's an element of not trusting the world to look after you the way you will look after yourself, and having to be under someone else's idea of how to look after you. That would be painful, I think.
Well, and I think that there's lessons in that too, about like, well, maybe just because we do it a certain way doesn't mean it can't be done another way. And again, I've had to face this because I've been bedridden because of my MS, and and it's a surrendering. It's a different kind of surrendering, and it's like I'm just because I'm doing what I want, I'm no longer able to live my life without help, possibly, if I were to be bedridden. And so I have to surrender to this, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's not easy. On that note, let's pick a number and see what the Tao has to say about all this.
Okay, so 33.
33. This is beautiful because it's entitled "You Are Not Manifestation," meaning you're not just this physical body. You're not just this stuff. And it says, "Study others and gain some knowledge. Study yourself and gain deep wisdom. Controlling others takes strength, but controlling your ego and desires takes power and perseverance. Knowing that you have enough gives you wealth. Grasping for money or love forces you to conform. Embrace who you are and stay centered in that. And although you will die, you will not perish."
It's beautiful.
Even when it says study others, gain some knowledge, study yourself and gain deep wisdom, the others could be parts of you. Parts of you that are under the influence of your past, under the influence of your parents, under the influence of ideas that you've picked up along the way. And you gain knowledge about that aspect of you and an identity and all of these things. But study yourself, that deep self, that self that you are underneath it all, underneath the fear of needing someone else's help, as we were talking about, with your stroke or my MS. That yourself is more powerful than the manifestation. That yourself, that self of us that is connected to all things, is more powerful than these bodies. Although these bodies are the tools for learning. Controlling others, even that body, takes strength. But controlling your ego and desires, right? Your ego about how we live our lives, how we define who we are, and desires, that which we want or don't want. To control those things takes power and perseverance. Control the ego and control the desire, to allow the desire to come and go without having to grasp at it or without having to say, "Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that." Before I got the diagnosis of MS, when I'm just like, "Oh, I'm going to be dying. Oh, no big deal. I can die. Dying's easy." But then I was like, "Wait a minute. It's living without the ability to walk that's hard." And that's the challenge. To become okay with that. That doesn't mean I'm going to just concede to it and fold into it. I'm going to live my life. But if and when that comes, I'll be prepared for it.
And then it makes sense to consider what the options are in the action that you will take because you have that knowledge.
Right.
And that's what, last night when I was thinking about what was going on in my head, I was thinking, what action do I need to take to at least give myself a chance at preserving myself? Which all I could think was, take a few aspirin and put in my blood just so I don't get a stroke, So it's, not do nothing and not panic either,
Right.
Just,
not lay down and die, because that's not what we do. We don't have a fear of death, but we do have a desire to live.
Yeah, very much. Yes.
It's like we don't have to be afraid to die in order to have a desire to live. Those are two totally different things.
Yeah.
Knowing that you have enough gives you wealth. You have enough information to take care of yourself. You have enough information that when it's time, you will go to the hospital. You will seek help. Knowing that you have enough people around you, you have enough help, you have enough resources. But grasping for, and now it says here money and love, but that is like people love you and want to help you, even if they don't know you. You have enough love in your life. But when you grasp for it, it forces you to conform. You grasp for it and you want people to love you, and so you do things, so you get tangled in a web of transaction. I'm going to do this for you so that you love me. And it's like, whoa, that's not why we love you. We love you because you're you. Simple as that.
And because we love.
Right. That's it. It's not complicated. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Embrace who you are and stay centered in that. And although you will die, you will not perish. Now that talks about a lot of things. One, yes, physically you will die, but the you that you are investing in right now is Tao. It is part of everything. It is part of everyone.
Yeah.
And that is going to stay here. All of the people that you have inspired, and they have gone on and treated other people differently because of the inspiration that you've had in their lives. Yes, those third parties might not ever know that you were behind what inspired them, but you will not perish.
We don't know the results of our actions.
Right.
We cannot possibly understand how far they reach. And it's just working with oneself to be the best we can be within a world that is so desperate for needing connections and care and attention, all these things that are going on. When it's in front of us and we can do something, it's a thing we do for ourselves to enhance our own sense of well-being and joy in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
So it's from that place that we are there for other people and not from a place where we're needing them to do anything back for us. That's the freedom.
Right. And this also references that as you embrace yourself and stay centered in that, although you will die can reference the person who is under the influence of those other things, the grasping person. That person will die, and you will not perish. You are still alive. You're still out here doing a thing, but you are no longer the person that you were before you stopped grasping for money and love, before you stopped, trying to control others. That person died. Now you get to emerge a new person. So those are different ways of seeing this final line.
I'll go now.
Well, thank you so much for coming up, and I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a great day. And yeah, this one, you are not manifestation. You know, that in and of itself, just the title, you are not manifestation. You know, manifestation looks like it stays the same, looks like everything is separate, looks like all of that, but it's not. And you are not separate. You are not unchanging. Embrace who you are. Not like, and that's the thing, who are you is one of the big questions, because so many of us are under the influence of so many things. And those influences come up and stay with us for long, long periods of time. But if we can embrace who we are and stay centered in that, like as we learn who we are, because that's going to change. Who we are today, if we embrace that, we'll see, oh, I want to change, and change will happen. And as we change, those old identities will die off, and we will not perish, and we will continue to grow, and we will continue to understand, and we will continue to embrace life for ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Martin John. If you're interested in learning more about the Tao, please message me, reach out to me. Laura, send those questions, and I can always address them one at a time as they show up in the program. I believe by Monday, my Tao Te Ching workshop will be available to purchase tickets through Satnam Yoga Chicago. Of course, that is local if you want to be in person. However, there is going to be a Zoom meeting as well. That workshop will be presented, and you'll be able to join via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining me once again. This is Martin John, and if you're interested in anything that I do, please reach out. You can send me a message, or you can visit my website, martinjohn.com. Links in my profile. All right. Until next time, keep recovering yourself.